All right. Um, First of all, I gotta say this. I just want to say thank you, God. Thank you, God, because I can't even believe I'm still able to see things for what they are in this level of environment. And I don't think that I would have been able to see that as what it is unless I had all this validation. And what's happening now is I'm just looking at these people involved in this program as the perps that they are, for truly what they are. It's been just almost magical. And you know, this kind of manipulations and these perps, they've been creating this false persona, manipulating me. But the humiliation of reality has been wow. To see a grown man or woman doing their best to gaslight me to accepting this false reality, and just see how they try to dismiss reality that is in their face, and see how they play this character. Um, Target individuals, please know that you're dignified. I know it's hard to see this thing as a dignified experience because it's brutal, it's painful, and it's torturous. But I've seen how the people have stooped to a level where I can look down on them for the true bottom fears that they are. I have no shame looking at them for the trash that they are. All this acting, all this gimmickiness is been just evaporated like pop. It is no way they can be seen for what else than the reality of what this is about. I'm a TI. I know what it means. And the reason why I make videos is because I know that there'll be a day this will be erased. And I'm thankful because sometimes I go back to the same videos and like, wow, I was able to see it this way better. And because reality is I'm phasing away. My brain, my memories are fading away. But when I go back um, to my videos, it gets back to like, okay, that's what really happened now. Instead of how slowly they're just removing and wiping out my memories and changing me and changing my. It's non-stop, it's consistent. So you're being conditioned. It's not even just being manipulated, it's conditioning, it's rebuilding a persona, creating a false reality. But there's so much validation. And what these people have to do is to play this role. They have to create this false reality. And it has to be consistent. But what it means is they have to dumb themselves down. It's just been a long day, but and it's so hard to function. They really try to make it so hard for you to function. I think they were saying you to fulfill you, but it's just whatever it comes, I'll do my best. But I understand there's no way I can be this strong. Like I mean, there's so much I can do. So at this point, it's just if I failed, it's not really failed. It's just me being just tortured to the point where I can't function. I don't, it's funny. I've been employed by this current employer. Just I know the day they employed me was to fire me and perhaps to just defend me and do all. Like I knew it was just for some nastiness. But I was looking for employment. I was like, I'm gonna do my best, and whatever it goes, it goes. So the second I was hired, I knew that. And they're like, oh, now you're gonna be fired because I've never been fired in my life. And today is not being fired; it's being just tortured. Right? I was like, you. That's what I made a video not too long after I got hired. It's like, oh yeah, this something's gonna happen. They just I'm not gonna get a fair shot. They're gonna basically I understand that they employ me for a purpose. I knew that. I said that 2-3 months after I got hired. So today I'm like, okay, that's what I was expecting. Every day I'm like, should we just like, even if they say F, I'll be like, okay, go. Because I think my purpose now is to continuously make sure that anybody who involved themselves in this nastiness, there's no escaping. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I was in an employment where everybody's just acting and try to make me believe these forces. Like, you will never make me believe something I know I'm not. I know who I am, and you are nobody to me, and especially you. Who you think I'm gonna let you sign up, create this? You think you're gonna this psyop is gonna make me accept these manipulations? You think this noise campaign is gonna make me be like, no? Whatever's happening, I'll never subscribe. I'll never identify. It's gonna be nasty, but the reason why I made videos is not because I've tried to explain myself. It's because I want to continuously show patterns what they do. I want them to dumb themselves down so much to see grown men and women with the utmost intellect, analytical ability, strategical ability to freaking retard themselves. And me looking at them and see them being so gimmicky. You know, they tried to play this feminist. It was so disgusting. Today I went to this office, and you see all kind of women. Oh, if I could describe to you, it's the kind of things that makes you want to hurt. Like, it just disgusts you. Oh, so disgusting. Listen, I'm not racist, right? I'm a man of, you know, I don't care what race you are. I'm very progressive leaning. I'm very liberal leaning, but I've been just I've seen what humiliation is. It's just so disgusting. Imagine to see a bunch of white, liberal, progressive looking, very like, try to play this role of like, oh, there's this femme fatale. And you see them, it's like, you know, I know the amount of tormented, tortured women are going through in this program. These people have been raping and tormenting women. I'm listening to their testimony in front of them. It's like we are at war. You know what was happening? The mass shooting that happened in 2023, which consisted of Robert Card shooting 18 people down, killing 18, injuring 13. One of the people got shot was a 10-year-old child, which they forced me to have nasty reaction toward. It's so nasty. Every time this baby talks, she's a very smart girl. Like, she asks really smart questions. You can see she's a smart kid, and she's like, you know, I could never grew up thinking that I was going to be shot at my leg. I have a bullet in my leg or something like that, because she got wounded in her leg. A bullet grazed her. It just passed by her leg. It was not a serious injury, but the bullet just passed by her leg. She was shot at. I think everything is okay. But she was shot at and she got hurt because the man shot 18 people. Thankfully, she didn't die, but there was a child who died. It was youth night, a bowling night. This target individual was losing his mind, and he was weak in the sense that to go ahead and shoot up a place where there's a bunch of kids is weak. And I don't think they were manipulated. Like, I know he said he was being told he was a pedophile or whatever else, but I don't know anything else. So that alone was enough to push this man to kill. He killed 18 people. 18, including one child. And this poor girl's like, why would somebody do that? A very good question from a smart girl. The reality, somebody would do that when they put in this program. It happened multiple times. You didn't know that. And it's not going to be the last time. And there'll be low life like them, pushing men and women to do these things. Now with me, I'm looking at these women who think that their gender makes this acceptable. Makes this participation of this program doing these things to even children acceptable because of the gender. You know how disturbing it is to see them? It's like, you think that you being a woman makes it okay to do this, to be involved in this? Your gender does not permit you to be involved and think, permit you to do this and think that it's okay. You're still like the trash, man or woman involved in this program. And I see you for the trash that you are. Look at me the way you want to, but I'm going to look back for the shit that you are. Please understand. We're talking about life of children now. And you know, they try to look back. I'm like, what? I'm looking at this. You know what my look means. I know you. And the thing is, they tell me how I'm going to be suffering and torture. I know you're going to create a theater of torture. You know what? It actually makes sense. If I do something to you right now, it will end completely today. If I lash out, I will die immediately. I'll be shot and killed. Meaning that whatever I'm going to go through is going to end. I'm praying to God to give me strength to not do that. If I was a smarter, more aggressive person, I would do that and end it today. If I was trying to end this, because I know they tell me you're going to frame you, we're going to say that we're going to implant. At this point, they think that feminism, right, because they try to present that, has permitted them to implant child porn. That's how nasty they are. And they're like, well, the reason why they do that is because they've been so compromised by reality. The employer who put me in this program is so powerful and so influenceable that everywhere you look at when it comes to donation to governmental entities, they're there. Top tier. And they're so conservative that they even donated money to a man who allegedly was picking up kids as young as 14 years old when he was 35 years old. And they're big donors in regard of Roe versus Wade, in regard of abortion, anti-abortion rights, big time, and being successful according to what's happening to Texas. And you see this trash try to counter that. Say, money, it's not your fucking money. You can't even say this man's name. But I'm a TI. I'm a target individual. That means that I'm a test subject. You can do whatever you want to me because of that and because of them putting me in here. You didn't choose me. I was already in here. You're just creating a psyop. And I saw this woman. Oh, she's so disgusting. I can't wait to see her again. I truly can't. She said something that was so disturbing that brought me back to a testimony of a woman. She said something about, tonight we're going to promise. And she was bringing up the fact of this woman called Katrina, who was saying that at night they have the ability to manipulate her when she's not aware of it. And she will wake up bleeding from all the holes. And what will happen is she one day tried to go to the hospital or whatever, and they refused her rape kit. And at one point, she goes downstairs. She got a cab, and there was a group of young people, like a young girl who's 20-something or 19 years old, I think that's what she said, and some 23-year-old. And they're like, promise you, like saying something about promise, meaning that. And she's like, what are they talking about? So it seems like they have the ability to manipulate people to the point, and then they're now aware that they're being manipulated. So they're not even conscious of it, but they're being manipulated. Right? And so by saying that, basically, she makes it clear that then I know that you do that to women and you rape women, right? Which, of course, I know that in the first place. And I'm actually thankful that she says something that validates me. Because all along, I was like, I know some of you have more experience than others, and some of you have done that to women and children. You saying that confirmed that you are aware, which I already know. But you say it, which I like that. I appreciate that. You're saying that it's something that I know that women have said. So that means that, and I think she was trying to say that to make me nervous. But I was like, no, all the horrible things that's going to happen, God give me strength. But I don't want you to escape. I want you to see yourself what you are. Trust you involved in a program that distracts women, and you know that very well. And you want me to look at you because you're a woman that you protect, get trash ass. So when I see you, I have the energy for that. I see you truly for that. So when I look at you, I know what you're part of. I truly see you for the shit that you are, regardless of how they print themselves. Can you imagine this? Like she thinks she looks like a typical suburban mother who's like in the 47 or something like that. Like, no. I understand anybody can participate. There's children. The woman who said that, she was saying how she was shocked how young these people were doing that to her was. So does it mean that I'm seeing you for what you are? So that fake anger, it brings back to the reality of what these people are involved in. You walk like, it's like this kinky ass. You know who should walk like that? Me. You know who should look at you like that? Me. Because we'll talk about life and death, things that have happened to women, tortured, raped, destroyed. and they involved in that. And they like start saying, now we are war. They're not a war. We test subjects. They gain this incentives. What war? Do that to a Robert Carr. A man that you know will kill. That's what happened. He killed 18 people. Do that to him. Do to somebody like that, and see what's really war. These men who cowards. You know, I literally pray God give me strength to not do anything. Imagine I do harmful things to this trash. Look at her. Look at this basic, this nothingness. And they say all the horrible things that I'm going to experience. So if I was just an ounce, a little bit of anger, I look at her as like, you know what? You're right. I don't want to go through that. You know how I can end this? Not killing myself. I can kill you. They're going to kill me. Or I can attempt to do that. And that'll be it for it to get shot and killed. That's it. That will be done. I won't have to go through these horrible things that you said that I'm going to go through. And I know that I can do that to you based on what you're involved in. Because I know that you're involved in a program that even tortures children. Do horrible things to babies. You are aware of that. You even have children. And you try to block that out. That makes it even worse. That makes it more valuable for me to do harmful things to you. You are trash. They're like, now you molest. We know what you do to children. Ouch, and all that. You are involved in a program that literally sexually tortures children. I am more validated to harm you than ever. And on top of that, that means I'm not going to be tortured away. I'm going to be tortured, being raped and whatever you say. So in every means, I should do something to you. I should grab something and try to harm you. Tell me why I should not do that. Explain to me why I should not try to harm you. In every way, it looks like there's more beneficial things happening than none. I try to do something, I'll get shot, get killed. At least, most likely. If I truly want to harm you, they're not going to let that happen. They're going to let that happen, then they're going to shoot me down. Because if I do that, I'm going to explode. I know that. But this is something I will never want to do. But I know that the way I've been tormented, just psychologically alone, can make me explode. And if I do something, it will not. I'll black out. I know. There'll be so much anger for all the things that I've been forced to experience that I can. And then it'll be the way I end, and that's it. I'm done. Life is over for me. No more. I don't have to be tortured, and nothing happens. I'm done. I'm over. This is benefit. But if I don't do that, I'm going to go through all these horrible things that you tell me I'm going to go through. I'm going to be framed by bottom feeders. You're going to frame me using these children. I'm going to be put in this place. You're going to say all the torture you talk about. And then I'll die slowly and it'll be a long death. So why would I not do that to you? Explain to me. Because you're a good person? Really? Is that why? You're involved in a program that even causes much, like what? In every way, I'll be like, I should do something. You're the coward of the coward. If you see some of the people tell me, this weak bottom feeder. But that's also the reason why I will never want to do that. Look at nothingness of this. These people tell me they're blowing me. Look at, I had to film some of them. Look at this shit. If I do something, I will go out really not liking myself. It's not the death that I'm scared of. It's just like this is something that will just so far from who I am. Look at you. And on top of that, because their gender, they think that being women excuses them for what they do. I know you're involved in a program that tortures women and children. So that erases whatever facade that you have. And I know what you do. They try to act, they were making me have these pedophilia reactions. It's a black girl, you're a Michael Jackson. 19th out of fucking 2,900. I said that in front of your face. There's this piece of shit. They used to come mad. It's like, we're mapping, we're mapping. I was like, finally, I fucking see you. That was before I knew there's a whole fucking ranking about how pedophilia centric these bottom feeders were. I said, hey, how's your how's your day? Are you having a top tier day? He's like, oh yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm looking. I was like, yeah, I know. You mapped it, huh? Fucking trash. Apparently, you guys are the fucking pedophiles in every ways. The BuzzFeed was just like actually not even calling out the fact that there was a whole bill passed. A whole bill passed for what? To try to limit the amount of child porn trafficked using these computers. You know, they were like, oh, they can blue, they knock you. I was like, kill me. But I'm not gonna let you live your fantasy. Just don't let me kill you, because I don't want to do that. Target individual, I don't want to be aggressive, and I will never want to do that. So I had to walk away and just chill, because these people are pushing me. I just heard this testimony of a child asking, why would somebody shoot me? A 10-year-old. And I'm looking at this shit right there. It's like, we are war. War? Look at this baby. Look at you. A coward lowlife. You have children. You have your own children. This poor baby is out here, no idea why somebody would shoot them. She's thinking that if she's going, finding out that the reason why this kid got shot is because there was people pushing men and women to lose their mind in these pedophilia ways. Talk about women happening. Can you imagine? If I had a little bit of aggression, that'll be it. I know right now my body's breaking down. I don't have much strength. My muscles just. But this is not the first time. They were doing that all the time. When I was strong enough to do some very bad things to certain people, the little feminists try to show. They're not even feminists. You're trash. They just try to use that psyop to counter what you do to women. It's just ridiculous. Because the reality, if you truly care about women and children, you think this is the program where they do that? Oh yeah? Trash ass. You're just an opportunist. I understand. I understand the reason why they're involved. The true reason. Not what the way they fake angry, the way they just dumb themselves down. They try to make me think this company now they're mapping. Yeah, okay. This organization that just caused a man to just kill 18 people. You can't say the name of this man because they donated money to this man. Really try to convince you. It was so tough to just maintain cool. And then they'll go into the things they manipulate. They have this memory, which it's been manipulated in a different way. Because it's been changed, and in the first place, it was not seen in this sexual way to make me experience in the first place, but it was like in a different way, in the sense that I remember going to the gym, and I made a video about it. But the dumbness about it is just erase their narrative. But what they try to do is like not to try to incorporate this false narrative with their false narrative, with this to combine these things. When I went to the gym and somebody, when I was saying that, because I said that, they think I'm going to subscribe. They're walking, I will not. You see this clown try to counter this. Like, dude, I know who I am, and I know you know me very well, and I'm not going to identify. I go okay. I go into they're so theatrical. I know they're gonna do some theatrical torture. It's just so stupid. And I'm saying that because they tell me they're gonna kill me, they're gonna put me in the wall. It's like, man, just don't even just burn my body and spray it in somewhere else. What do you need? They're so like the government's killing me. Who knows how many times my heart stopped. But for the theatrics, they're going to be like, nah, we're going to kill you. We're going to put them, dude. You know, this is the Department of Defense that can just evaporate my blood like right now. But for the theatrical, it's like, nah, it's going to be like that. It's going to be that. You just try to block out the reality of what you're part of. And the theatrical is supposed to stop the reality that I've been humiliating them with. So this memory of me going to the gym, I'm going to the gym. At this point, it's before August 19, 2019. I know something is happening. I know they try to set me up in some way. I said this kid, this like 13, 14-year-old kid just looking at his phone, posting in a way that he wants to be seen. I'm looking at kid up and down, like, And I'm looking at him as I'm saying this stimulate me. Oh, they make me. I'm looking at him. I'm like, it's like really. I'm like, what? Like I couldn't even fathom what they were trying to do with this little 13, 14. Really, it was like. I looked him up and down. I was like, these people are delusional because usually I'm scared to even. At the time, I was scared to look at women. I would look down. I was like, oh my gosh, because if I look at a woman, she can say something. But I was like, are they really going to try to do that? I couldn't believe they could be this down. I'm looking at this kid. He reminds me actually of the children back in, like from my country. He reminded me of like kids that I grew up with. Like he just kind of reminded me of like an African kid I know, or like African kids like back home. But now they have given me stimulation sensation. But it's so weird because in the first place it was like seeing some like relative like kid that looked like somebody I knew. It's like these kids, I don't know. They look like people I know from my family. And so there was like a feeling of knowing this kid. Like he looked very familiar. Maybe he's not a family member or anything. So that feeling is now changed into something sexual, which I don't care. I'm like, Jesus. So now, well, I do care, but I'm saying like, before you tell me what I'm into is like these girls and whatever, black girls and whatever, and also there's a 13-year-old boy. It's crazy. And they try to do this thing, and then they bring up this like teenage, like late teen boy who's this lengthy, tall guy, kid. And I remember looking at him, like, okay. He was walking like he was trying to make himself look like be seen. I'm like, what? And now looking at him, they're now putting stimulation. Really, this kid is gonna make me. He was like a 16, 17-year-old boy, tall. The dad was behind him. I was like, really? And he's just walking. I was like, oh my gosh, this is. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, whatever. And they give me the stimulations in my memories. And it's the way they manipulate it. It's like, so now you think I'm into like 6'2", skinny, teenage 16-year-old boys? But obviously, they try to paint my mind in different ways. In my brain, they're creating different sensations. And I remember looking at it, I was like, man, first of all, they know I'm not gay. And second of all, come on, look at this lengthy ass. Like, I mean, come on, even if I was gay, this is. So, to try to see them, try to use that, I'm like, really? These people know very much who I am. Very much. Very much. What they do with me is like they do these things with little girls, little teenage girls, right? And sometimes they use like the way I perceive a woman and apply that onto girls, like kids, teenage kids. So that is like, at least they take something from like me as a person who appreciate women and apply that onto kids who are girls. So that you understand, there's some kind of like tactic behind this. Now boys, where are you going? You understand? Like who you? And they try to create these things. In my mind, they create this, but I was like, okay, you're pathetic. And it's so sad. And like now we prove that you see. It's like, oh my gosh, yes. It's been disturbing. And one thing they've been doing, and I'm gonna make videos about this, is the tribute. Like, listen, I've been watching the victim. The name of the victims, like the picture of the victims of the main massacre. Right. This is the last mass shooting. It was the 10th in the United States. And there's a bunch of pictures of like kids bearing or like, giving tribute to the people who died. And it was like little girls, little babies who lost their family members. And I'll make a video about it. They'll force me to get stimulation, especially with little black girls. Like, oh, you see black little girls, like, stop it. It's what you're forcing me to experience. And in my brain, like, no, but remember, you felt a little bit like with this guy, and then they start going with some random, like the thoughts in my head are so combined and crossed. It's like, no, but you see, you have this thing with this little 13-year-old boy, the thing they come up with. And then it's like, no, but this, you see, so this is true. It's like, oh gosh. This is crazy. They are truly recreating who I am. And then people will try to be mean mugging me. It's like, oh, no. And they walk up because, like, do you guys see it? Like, it's just pure. They are living off a synthetic reality just like me. They are creating their reality, this synthetic reality onto me, and then they try to gaslight me into it. It's like, yo, in 2 seconds. Matter of fact, I was in the office. I said, I'm not perfect, and I know who I'm not. I know my imperfection. Somebody, this woman who's supposed to look at me mugging, I just smiled at her. She smiled back, and I was like, okay. Like, you know, it's just like, I was like, okay, yep. And I was like, I could feel myself like, yep, well, you know. So it's crazy. And to see my boss acting is like, nah, it's war. It's like, you have kids, man. You have children. This is not war. So what happens to these babies? It's not war. You're just doing foul things to me. Just like what they do to other people in this program. Not because it's war, because you're supposed to break me down psychologically for the purpose of this program that improves technologies that can manipulate the brain. You have to break me down to manipulate me. This is what the future is going to look like in regard to manipulating and doing things to people's. They in their mind, like, now we are pioneers. Now you're the trash implementing this using this development of technology onto human beings, which includes children, as young as your own children, you piece of shit. You're not at war. You just sold your soul to pedophiles. There is 19th out of 2,900 in regard of ranking. These are the same entities running this program. Do you think pedophilia type of tormenting is no, you know very well. You just have to dumb yourself. Now we're mapping. There's so much child porn being trafficked on the DoD network. Talk about mapping. It's crazy. The validation I have is just insane. And to see people try to bypass that, it's like, okay, you're putting yourself in the hole while you tell me how you're going to put me in the hole. It's just, there's different holes. There's no coming back. There's no coming back. Can you imagine the entities who are doing these things? Not only torture women, not only torture children. Those entities have problem with pedophilia. And then you have these people trying to play the feminists. And what I mean is they have problem with pedophilia, meaning these entities have a lot of pedophiles in these agencies. And you see grown women acting, oh no, my gosh, oh my bad. Try to change the subject when I'm hearing the testimony of women being destroyed, which they're part of this program. Also, now you care about Courtney so much that you're going to blog that woman talk about how she's getting raped every day. Or refuse to get a rape kit, huh? Oh no, my bad, we're there. No, you didn't there. You're involved in a program that is horrible things to women. You just try to make it sound like you're doing it for Courtney. You're out here killing women, involved in a program that does horrible things to them. But I understand why you're doing it. The real reason. But if you think I'm going to let you escape into that fantasy that you've put together, and on top of that, it's like, you guys are, you do that to somebody who just have a little bit of aggression. That's it. That's it. He'll lose this thing, and just because at this point, death is nothing to us target individuals. It's nothing. Matter of fact, it's a freedom. It's the way to be free. And that individual knows not only what they do to you, but to children, to women, in every sense they can lash out and make it. With no problem. That's why this man killed even kids. He has children. He has a child. You think you would shoot? He was like, okay, these people are saying that they're involved in this. Let me get this done. It's over. Let me. This is horrible. So when I see this woman who plays, like, I would, like, if I did something, would you be like, oh my gosh, shocked? You tell me how I'm going to be raped and tortured every day. So if I want to end that, if I don't want to go through that, let me do it. Let me kill you. I'll be free. I won't have to go into these painful things. But that would be the most disgusting. I would never want to. So every time I'm like, oh my gosh, oof. This is, I will never like, oh, look at you. Oh my gosh. That disturbs me to just think, look, what if I just grab something and stab you? Like, what kind of, ugh. But in the other sense, also, it will be a freedom for me. I'll be killed immediately, or I'll be killed at some point. So it'll be it. I can. That's done. There was this big fat piece of shit. I'm sorry for the language. It's not. I don't care, but it's actually not that fat. It's not that big. But it's just like, because I have issues with my digestive system, because they destroy my organs. He loved to eat in front of me, so and he's a kind of big guy, but it's not really that big, right? So I'm not really. I'm just saying that because the appearance of how like he's trying to do these things. He's not the biggest guy. He's not like, his weight doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care. But it's just like he has like he walks in a weird way, kind of head in the air. He eats and I'm like, my goodness. He's like, you're gonna fight for it, huh? I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, disgusting trash. You know, I know. Listen, this guy's eating well. He's healthy looking. He's definitely stronger than me. But all I need to do is grab this and pop it in the neck, and that's it. But look at you. Well, what's the? No, I can't. This is just nasty. Like, killing is just like, ugh. Like, I just pray to God I don't have to. I don't end up doing any of that. So I ask God to give me strength. I'm gonna have to pray more than ever, and God has always given me everything I needed. I've prayed for everything in regard. Show these people for what they are. Embarrassment. There's a whole fucking ranking. Oh, you want to know how pedophilia centric you guys are? Matter of fact, you're 19th out of 2,900. How do I know that? Oh no, there was a ranking in 2018 in regard of how much child porn is being trafficked in the network, all the United States network. The DoD, the Department of Defense, was 19th. They're consistently ranked top tier. That's what I ask. Look at this. This is reality. Say, oh, it's not fair. Yeah, it's fair. They try to say now for our children, this 10-year-old's like, why? But why would somebody do that? Poor kid. Of course, to counter that, what they do, oh, they're forcing me. Her name is Zoe. The way they make me look at this little kid, she's like a little girl, a little 10-year-old. They try to make me look at her like a little adult, a little. And she's like, no, what? It's like a baby, like not confused and not understanding that she was going to get shot. The way they forced me to get stimulation of all sorts. And perception tried to make me look, instead of me looking at her like, oh, look, like she's like a little, like she's a mature little kid talking, not understanding. Now I'm forced to like, try to make me look at her like a woman, try to find like, things that I was looking to a woman in regard to beauty. I'm like, oh my gosh, this baby. It's nasty to counter the reality that a kid that's 10 years old who got shot at is asking, why would somebody do that? This is because people like that are making people like who are target individual lose their mind. That's why. And I'm looking at parents saying they pay now, you pay. Oh my gosh, what they were saying now, you pay for it. And they try to bring back what I did as a child. And I'm like, I'm listening to what they do to children. And I was like, these grown men and women have children. They heard the testimonies of what these kids go through. We're talking about torture, that's atrocities. It's not even just abuse, it's atrocities. We're talking about blinding children, suffocating children. We're talking about hurting them sexually. We're talking about giving them rashes and making them sick. Diseases. Passing out, fainting. All kind of nastiness. Destruction. Abuse is not even it's just abuse on an atrocity level. It's just disgusting. Well, they talk about abuse, yeah, abuse. This is abuse. That's abuse. Talk about me, a jerk off middle schooler. So what is it? You guys are doing atrocity to children. You talk about dumbass moment of a child doing something to himself. Oh, he's so mad, huh? But when you hear those atrocities and the horrible things they do to kids, oh, what? You have kids? So you're gonna pay for it. It's like, oh, you nasty trash. You nasty trash. You talk about a kid's action and you want me to somehow an action that is not even to the extent that they want. They talk about molesting. I want to point this piece of shit. It's like you raped, that's child rape. Oh, what? They got to that point. I was like, this fat piece of shit, and of course I don't care if it's big or not. I'm just when people say these things, you want to say something bad that's hurtful. I don't care if he's fat or not. But also the way he just eats, he has no shame. He say everything while eating his food. Try to exaggerate what a middle school jerk off did. Trash ass. Because the reality of what a child did, what I did as a child, is never going to be with that. So they want to push it to that level. Trash ass. And it's like, nah, that's child abuse. So what is it that you do to children? You talk about middle school jerk off, and really in between in the line, doing something to himself. As a kid, which they always try to find a level. They say, oh, you use her mouth, you use her nastiness. And when they talk about beds of poop, nasty. Try to find something to push it. Even something that didn't even happen. It's like, now Bezo, what Bezo? They're going to Bezo, trashes. While they're out here burning kids. Burning them with radiation weapons. It's like, now burn them. It's like, I'll jump in the fucking fire knowing these people do to children. Right? And they think the way they're going to act, the anger, oh, burn them. I'm like, you think I forgot that you suffocate children? Because you want me to think about me as a kid stopping this bezel. And they try to sound like, yeah, them babes. Like, oh, look, listen, I know I'm going to go through horrible things, but I know the people doing these horrible things to me are torturing children. And when I mean the people who are going to do this, I'm talking about the people who really are, who created this theater, these people, because they're involved in a program where they torture children. This theater is going to be created by people involved in a program that torture children in so much horrible ways, burning them and all. And yes, when I'm screaming, when I cry, I won't be thinking, oh, these people are protecting kids, oh, they're avenging for kids. They're going to be out here frying kids, radiating them, and then be the best parents they can be, saying it needs war. Target individuals, stay strong. It's tough to stay strong, but I'll do my best to maintain. And one thing for sure, they don't deserve to have you stoop to that level. Meaning, you don't need to spill their nasty blood. Let that death comes to them the way it is. You're dignified in front of hundreds of people. They're all looking down, embarrassed. Now they talk about how they confirm. Let them live that nasty life. They're gonna die the proper way. That psyop didn't work out. Try to show because I'm a white woman with kids. Fuck out of here. This free trash ass. Sure, can you imagine? Not only the gender, but even like the race becomes something now. Ugh. And to see here this white group like this, oh my gosh, I'm like, listen, I'm not racist. You hear me like when they try to have this battle up, you date white women. It's like, yes, but there's this nasty, like that nasty like sense of like entitlement of like now we're because I'm talking like ugh. You fucking trash. I see through what you try to present yourself as. Listen, this black, white, all that, but there's a different feeling when you see them like coming. Say, oh no, I'm such a like you're such a disgusting human being. Now do your thing. The trash ass. Go sell these bottom feeders to these pedophiles. And they're all hyping these kids that are going to be coerced to reframing. It's like trash, yes. They're selling this trash to these pedophiles. That's good. There's no future for that. There's no. I rather get raped every day. And this trash ass forgets something. There is no torture that's going to change reality for them. They will still be the trash that they are when I'm being tortured. When I'm screaming, they're not gonna scream less when the time is for them to scream. They're not gonna laugh more when I'm like when maybe laughing. But my point is, it's not gonna make their life any better. They can make themselves laugh. Oh my God, yeah, no, we are. It's like, you can't even say Roy more when I hear you. You've been blessed in different ways. Now you bless me in this, like raping me or whatever. But you're gonna be blessed in other ways. Please understand that. Till my target individuals stay strong.